Hey guys, my name's Matas. Today we're going to be making a very simple shrimp scampi. I love making this dish because I love shrimp and it's super easy to make. Today we're going to be utilizing our Ciarra Professional Series range hood as well as the 5-burner induction cooktop. These appliances make this dish really easy to make. The ingredients for this recipe include raw peeled deveined shrimp, shallots, garlic, Parmesan cheese, angel hair pasta, white wine, seafood stock, cherry tomatoes, butter, red pepper flakes, and lemon. We're gonna be using the Ciarra Beyond Cookware saucepan. This saucepan is great. It works really well on the induction cooktop and it comes in this really nice midnight dream color, which also matches our Ciarra Beyond knife set. We're gonna start by boiling some water. All right, we're gonna turn on the burner and I'm gonna set it to the B setting, which is the boost setting, and it really helps get the water hot quickly. Within the next minute or two, this water will be boiling. I'm gonna start by chopping the shallots for the dish. I like to keep them generally pretty rough. I really like the flavor of shallots, so the rough chop gives me more of that, so that's why I prefer it for this dish. Just peel these. So we'll just do a rough chop, so I'll chop it lengthwise. And then just cut it this way. The Ciarra Beyond knives are really sharp and they're made out of stainless steel, so they'll keep that sharpness for a long time. All right, now we're just gonna chop our tomatoes in half. I actually know a trick for this. I saw this on the internet. So you put the cherry tomatoes on the lid of a to-go container. You put the other one on top. You use a knife to cut them all in half at once. And the Ciarra knife, no problem. And boom, they're all cut in half. Set that aside. And then we can move on over to the induction cooktop and start sauteing our shallots. All right, we're just gonna go grab some basil from our little basil plant right here. Just grab a few leaves. Get a larger one and then some smaller ones. So I've got 5 basil leaves. So what I like to do is I like to put the biggest one on the back and then stack them all inside of them and roll them up. I think Gordon Ramsay does it like this, and he's the GOAT, so I'm gonna copy him. So you roll it up into what looks like a basil cigar, as he calls it, and now we'll just chop it up. So we have our raw peeled deveined shrimp. I'm just gonna put it on a cutting board real quick. I'm using plastic just so I don't use any raw meats on the wooden cutting board. And we're gonna add some salt and pepper. Let me grab my salt well. It's really to your heart's desire. I like a good amount of salt. So I'm just gonna put some on there, a little bit more. That's good. Some pepper. We're just gonna quickly just mix it with our hands. That's good. And then we'll move on over to the cooktop. Let's do that. Now we're just gonna start sauteing the shallots and garlic. We're gonna start by turning on the Ciarra cooktop, just setting it to a medium-low heat. We don't wanna scorch the shallots and burn them right off the start. So we'll just add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Spread it around. Ciarra's frying pan is nonstick, so everything will glide around very easily on here. And it's great at heat distribution. I love using this frying pan. So we're at a medium-low heat, and now we're just gonna add the shallots. We'll just use a wooden spoon to mix them around. I'm gonna start caramelizing. The cooktop does a great job of keeping the heat distributed evenly, and the Ciarra frying pan also distributes the heat evenly, so together they work extremely well. Plus, it's really quiet on the induction range, which is uncommon for a lot of pans. That's another reason why I just love using the Ciarra frying pan. Up next, we're just gonna grate the garlic in, so I'm using 2 cloves. This is really quick. It's quicker than chopping, and you pretty much end up getting like a garlic paste. So go right up to the end, and just give it a couple taps. That just goes right in there. Mix that in. Starting to smell really good. So now we're gonna add the chili flakes, and you can choose to add a little bit or a lot, but if you add too much, you can't take it out, so be very careful with the amount that you want. The non-stick ceramic coating is doing a really good job of keeping everything from getting stuck to the bottom. It's starting to get, it's starting to smell like garlic and onion, and a lot of steam and aromas are coming out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn on our Professional Series range hood. We'll just set it to 1 for now. And we can also turn on our light just so we could see a little better. I'm just gonna add a little bit more olive oil. Now we're gonna toss in the sliced cherry tomatoes. Gonna let those start blistering. Mix it up a little bit more. So now we're just gonna let the tomatoes sit for a little bit and let them blister. We've got some blistering on the tomatoes now, so we're gonna go ahead and add in our white wine. This will help just add some more flavor to the scampi. Typically, the white wine helps deglaze the pan, but since this pan has a really good ceramic non-stick coating, that's not really an issue, so we're just mostly going for the flavor right now. Now we'll add in the seafood stock. Turn the heat down a little bit, let it come back to a simmer, and let it reduce a little bit before we add in our shrimp. So now we're gonna start cooking the shrimp using the Ciarra saute pan. So we'll just set it to medium. Pretty much our sauce is almost done. We're just gonna go ahead and add that basil to it. I've turned off the heat and I'm just throwing this in there. It'll give it some really good color and flavor. Just give it a quick stir with our spoon. Just mix it up. Make sure it's all incorporated, and we'll take that off the heat and set it aside. All right, so for the shrimp, we're gonna be using the Ciarra saute pan. Just some olive oil for the bottom. And at this point, I'm gonna turn the pasta water back on. I know it'll start boiling quickly, so just put it on 8 and should be pretty quick. All right, let's add the shrimp. As you can see, we're starting to get some steam and smoke, so the Ciarra Professional Range Hood is doing a really good job at picking up any steam or smoke that's coming off of the pan right now. All right, so our shrimp is pretty much done, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add it into our sauce. Wow, that looks really good. We'll just throw that back on the burner, let it sit while we boil our pasta. We have around 4 ounces of angel hair pasta here. We're just gonna cook it really quickly. It shouldn't take long at all. I just realized I didn't salt the water. So here we go. Yeah. All right, pasta's al dente. We're gonna go ahead and just grab it with some tongs and just transfer it into the shrimp sauce. Let's bring it over some pasta water too, which will glaze the pasta nicely. It'll combine with the sauce and help cover the pasta noodles. I'm just gonna go ahead and incorporate the pasta with the shrimp. And now let's get to plating. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab some of our noodles. Just put them right in the middle of our pasta bowl. And then you want to go ahead and grab the tomatoes and shrimp and just start putting them on top. Now we're just going to add some Parmesan cheese. Some lemon zest. And a little bit of lemon juice. We'll just cut the end off. All right, let's give this a try. Get some tomato, a shrimp, some noodles, and some pasta. The basil, lemon juice, the shrimp, the white wine, it all comes together. So delicious and really easy, honestly. Thank you to Ciarra Appliances. I never thought that making a restaurant quality dish at home would be so easy.